Here we have the current stock market analysis for AMC Entertainment Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker AMC. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, the share price has shown a bit of weakness into the Friday close. What we're looking at here is the hourly price chart. So each candle on this time frame will represent a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see here, the share price did see some weakness here into the closing period. Now, this is interesting or important for a couple of different reasons because we did actually see a share price break to the top side that was somewhat encouraging here. And this did occur during the Friday trading session. But the upward price movement that was generated during that trading period was mostly during the beginning of the trading session. And it's a bit, sort of unfortunate here because the closing price of a trading period, especially on a Friday, is important because that Friday session is also the weekly close. So, ideally, what would have occurred here would have been for us to see a break above roughly 460 would have been an okay area, and I'll explain why specifically. So, what we're dealing with here is a recent trend wave movement to the downside that has developed from 501 to $4.36. So that would really be this price movement here. If we look into this trend wave here, what we can see is that the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of this area does come in just above $4.60. So essentially that's this orange zone here. And then this orange line, horizontal orange line is the top of that zone. So we did see a share price break above there. And we also saw an hourly close above there, which is somewhat encouraging. I mean, that is a good, it's a pretty good price break. It would have been better, however, if we did see a daily close there, and then since it's a Friday, a weekly close above there as well. But what we started to see here was some selling pressure and some increases in the trading volumes, as we can see down here. There was definitely some selling pressure here into the Friday close. So what happened there, what occurred there, was that share prices did ultimately break above this 38.2% fib retracement and the 50-hour exponential moving average, which is this orange line here. It's just sort of a coincidence that they're both orange, but these did coincide in the same area. We did see a break and hourly close above there, but the market failed to kind of hold that area, and we are now looking at closing prices that come in closer to $4.50. So, the closing period is important here. And it's also important that we're continuing to close below that $5 mark. We now have a weekly close below here as well. So that is probably going to influence sentiment for this stock as we head into next week. So the real question here is, what's next? I mean, are we going to start to see new lows here? Or is this recent price breakout significant enough, powerful enough to send share prices moving back toward the top side? Well, one area to watch here will be this $4.36 support zone, because if we do see a break below there, you're now coming in, very close proximity here to this $4.32 support zone that was posted during the end of June. If you remember, this was a very important support area because what happened here, as you can see, there was a very massive share price bounce that occurred for AMC last time we traded into this area. So if we lose this area, that would be very significant because it means that this support zone is no longer valid, no longer active, and we can't really expect to see this type of price movement bouncing from there in the future. So, we're trading right into that level at the moment. We're only about 15 cents away from this 436 area. So, this is very important here because you're trading really close at this point to these prior support zones. Now, it's possible you could see a very strong bounce here. I mean, this has occurred in the past, so it's not impossible for it to occur again in the future. But we're starting to trade quite heavy here, and it is going to be very important to see what happens as share prices move into that direction. Will we see a bounce, or are we going to see a price failure? If we look at the indicator reading here, just to kind of close out the video here, what we can see is that there is currently negative momentum that is showing on the hourly time frame. So this is the hourly price chart, and this is the The purple line on the bottom here is the relative strength index. So the indicator reading on the hourly time frame is very important. It's closely watched by the market. There are many people that have this indicator on their price charts, and this is a closely watched time frame. So they're going to be seeing that there's negative momentum here, kind of controlling the stock or governing the stock, and there really isn't any positive momentum that can be found in the upward direction. I mean, we saw a little bit here previously, but that sort of broke to the downside. You have a bit of a price break here, and share prices. We did see a bounce. I mean, you can make the argument possibly that this was a false breakout to the downside, but we really, in order for that to be true, we would need to see the relative strength index kind of move down to trade close to oversold territory and then bounce from there. So it's possible that you could see that. I mean, possibly if we moved back down to say the $4.32 area, you could see the relative strength index kind of move toward oversold territory, because we would be headed in the downside direction. And then if share prices can bounce from there, you could then start to make the argument that this was a false breakout previously and that there is bullish momentum that is underlying the stock. But we will need to see that happen first. We can't just make that. We can't just make a guess and say that that's true. So, these are the main levels that I would be watching to the downside. To the top side, the main level that I would be watching currently comes in at $4.80. The reason that I point to that area is because it roughly coincides with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement of this prior move. I mean, remember previously we were talking about the 38.2. The next major level is the 618. So if we do really see if this is a confirmed break here, and we do continue to see share prices move to the top side, the next level would be this 61.8% retracement. And then as you can see, there's also this declining blue line coming into contact with this area. So that's the 200-hour exponential moving average. If you can see a break above 480, for those reasons, I would consider that to be a very important moment. That's really what you want to see if you're long this stock. I think that if you see a break above 480, I think that that's more important than the $5 mark. I think that if you see a break above there, you're possibly then looking at a retest of these prior highs at 520. And that's the type of event that you need to see here. You need to see higher highs and higher lows in order to get some better momentum going for this stock. So here's the current stock market update for AMC Entertainment Holdings, stock ticker AMC. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.